Good morning. Blessings. My name is Earl. The story I'd like to tell you today is about how I first had my first contact with Magenta light. I now use it as a healing modality. And it once saved my life. That's another story. But I discovered it in Sedona, Arizona. And this is my little story talking about how I discovered it. Bless, be well. Earth womb, discovering magenta light at Sedona Airport Vortex. I woke and went into the common room of the condo we were staying in. I heard a lot of sounds coming out of door number 1. The sounds of passion, the sounds of sex, the sound of animals fighting. I felt betrayed, though in fact there really was no betrayal outside of myself betraying myself. I built up a story that was now falling apart, a fabrication to cover up other old wounds, that I had been the result of other stories, lies I had told myself. My lies were not to keep things from others. They were only to keep my older wounds covered. Those are my most tender spots. The lies about myself I don't want to show myself. Where the first wounds came from, that is no matter now. What matters is the continuation of covering my old wounds with another lie. If the first wound, lie, could have been uncovered, cleaned, healed, loved, and forgiven, then I would not have to worry about either myself or others seeing the original wound. It'd be a nice scar now that I could carry around. And this story is rather about the healing that happened and would not have happened if I had not been in pain about this happening behind the room. The two animals fighting. Sometimes I get pain, feeling the balance beyond the pain is, well, everything. Pain so that I can be healed and thus balanced in freedom. Any sentient being can be a Buddha, but first they must be free. To continue, I ran beyond the common room from the sound of the animals, then through the extended compound, out the main gate of the vacation condos. Crying at the gate, I had nowhere to run, what to do next. Across the street from the main gate was a big tree that had lived there 500 years, possibly more, but less than 1,000. Think now, when that tree took root, how different the story here was. Or not. And that tree had saw it all, seen it all. Back when Sedona was an unheard of non-spot on the map. Some faraway place that mystics felt something different. A local Tibet before anyone outside of Tibet had much thought of or even knew it was Tibet. What a thought. Under the tree, a souvenir shop. 50 years standing there, back before the condos. I asked to no one in particular. I asked, what now? And the sign on the store said, "Visit local power spots on guided tour." The sign on the souvenir shop was announcing where I was going next. In answer to my question, where was I going next? The universe answers quick to questions from the soul. That is what I will do, visit a power spot. I've been taken there the night before when we were on the way from the airport. This spot was called Airport Vortex, and I knew how to get there, a few miles away. I could walk. The spot known as Airport Vortex was a rock formation that from the main road was 30 feet high. I climbed up the plateau. The top was the size of a ball court. Some trees, puddle of rainwater, small bush. The backdrop several hundred feet. A few ridges, then mountains. The sun was not over these mountains yet. The corona of the sun burning up the sky, the sun not in direct line. The puddle of rain was 3 foot by 6.5 inches deep. I placed the flowers I picked in the water and asked the goddess to give me a blessing. Heal my wounds. Forgive me, please. Allow me to forgive myself. Let me love those animals behind the door. I laid down next to the water, stretching out, embracing the earth, wanting love, needing love. The earth opened, and I was in the goddess womb. I lay within the earth. I may have slept, time passed. I opened my eyes. I felt better. The sun was upon me. I sat up, and the sun was over the mountain. By the movement of the sun, I figured out that I'd been in the earth for 2 hours. I sat for a moment. It was then people started coming, parking their cars below, coming in 2s and 3s. They climbed, they walked about, they posed for pictures, changed places, and others posed for pictures, changed places, and then they did it all again. Maybe 30 people moving about the space of a small ball cart on the top of a mountain under the sky. And they all sat down, and they were all very quiet. There were little groups, as I had said. They came in groups of 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 6. I am saying that there were 30 people assembled at random who all sat down at once and meditated. No one directed us. No one said, let's all just sit down and meditate. But this we did, and soon everyone was sitting. I really don't know what they were doing inside their heads. I was only observing. We sat in silence. They had come in a bunch of cars, so I think no one knew more than 1 or 2 other persons there, and I knew only me. It was then I saw a magenta light grow in my heart. Then this light went forth from my heart into the heart of someone across the way, then to another and another, until all were touched, another moment passed. We all sat in silence, and then I saw the pink magenta light passing between the people, a slow, moving laser light, moving from heart to heart, projecting, ricocheting all about the people. Time passed, not long, 10 minutes, maybe not. Then people got up and left as they had come in twos, threes, fours, fives, as they had come. Maybe they spoke, though I saw no one do this. And no one spoke to me. They left. They left. I stayed. And then more people started coming up the hill. As before, a few at a time, they posed and took pictures, moved about very much as what had happened the first time around. After posing and picture taking, they all sat down and meditated, and the pink light made its rounds. This time I went with the people, so I don't know if the dance happened again. But I, feeling free, alive, I jumped, danced down the mountain, almost flying. That was my first thing with magenta light. It's come to me. Anyhow, thank you for time. Thank you for listening. If you like it, please like and share and subscribe, whatever. You have a good day. Bless you. Be well.